Hello and welcome to the midweek market update, where we dissect the action of the week and see what that means going into Friday. If that's something you're into, stick around. All right, it's Wednesday, and we finally got our pullback in the market we've been looking for. Think we could still go a little bit longer, but yeah, we had a report that the bond auction went pretty bad, and yields are above 5% now, the long bonds. And yeah, just on the back of that news, it gave the market a reason to pull back here. So yeah, some interesting news coming into the market. Stocks are finally pulling back. But yeah, let's see what the market monitor has to say, and yeah, see what's setting up going into the end of the week, and how the portfolio is doing. The market monitor is a collection of data that I've taken over time. That, combined with established strategies by William O'Neill, Richard Wyckoff, and Stan Weinstein, I could use it to peer into the market to see where we're at in the cycle and where we could be going. I'm going to use this data to cross-reference the averages. So if this data is above average or below average, that should tell us something about where we're going and where we've been. By knowing that, we could set an expectation, and if that expectation is met or not met, we can make decisions based on that. And that's why the market monitor is a crucial part of my investing process. And I hope you guys can get a lot out of this segment. And if you want to know how the market monitor works, I'll link a video in the description below. It explains everything. Cheers. All right, so market monitor is yeah, I mean, it's basically day one yellow. I had written down some other distribution days because the market had gone 5%, but given the nature of today's pullback, where we got a 1.7% down day, market monitor finally, after 22 days, went to yellow. And yeah, so we're down 1.74% on day one yellow. The average day one yellow is around 0.88%, so we're about double the average. So that tells us that it's a pretty strong entry into this cycle of the market. So we could see some weakness. So on average, market monitor yellow lasts about 8 to 9 days, going down about 0.2% per day. So if we average that out, we could expect the market to go down another 2% before it goes to red. And then, I'll give you guys some intel about what red means and how much we're going to go down from there. But yeah, just looking at some things in the market monitor, we got, 1,000 stocks in the bearish combo, which means we had 1,000 stocks ending at the lows of the day today, which is pretty strong. We had 66 stocks going down 5% or more on really strong volume. We had my short-term momentum indicator and my TD sell indicator basically signal and trigger a sell signal. Yeah, we're below the 10-day exponential moving average. So it looks to be that we're getting our pullback, and should be here for about 8 days before potentially more declines. So yeah, that's about it. That's what the market monitor has to say. So let's go ahead and check out the portfolio. For those of you who don't know, I've been an investor for over 10 years and a full-time swing trader for the last 5. In August of 2024, I welcomed my first child into the world. To build his financial foundation, I funded a $100,000 account for him, which I'm growing using a personalized 60-40 portfolio approach. This channel will document that journey. My goal is to create educational content so that one day my son can learn how I grew his account and apply it himself one day. To follow the portfolio's every move, check the link in the description below. I attach it to a website that tracks every trade. Drop your questions or thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys along the way. Cheers. All right, so portfolio took a nice hit today because off of that bond auction, if you're doing a 60-40 portfolio, you're gonna get hit. So we're about in line or outperforming the Russell, because most of the equities in the portfolio are Russell equities, but we also had some earnings, and some of these stocks got hit on earnings. Yeah, like Moderna came down off of that high. I'll show that later. Moderna came down off that high volume. Some of these fast-moving tech stocks came down. Had some calls sold, so we're gonna just make some money off some calls for the next, let's call it 20 days. Yeah, so I mean, let's see what was doing. Oh, gold miners doing well. Bitcoin was doing pretty well, and uranium's doing pretty well. So yeah, portfolio's still up, and but took a big hit, but we were expecting that. So I mean, hey, the portfolio was up like 20% or something crazy over the last month. So even a 5 to 10% pullback would be normal. So that's kind of what we're looking for. Sweet. So let's go check out some of these movers. Yeah, let's start with oh man, the bonds. All right. So what we're looking at here is the TLT, which is the basically the 20-year to 30-year bond ETF, and yeah, we're testing this low end of the range. And yeah, if this thing breaks, which it's breaking, there's a lot of volume coming in here. It committed below this line and into this area. That could be pretty negative for stocks. Um, going forward, we had a lot of things get hit pretty hard today. Gold's going up. Let's check out the dollar. Yeah, dollar went down today. So I mean, on the back of this, we could. It's just going to give us a reason for our pullback. Maybe some other stocks I was looking at. So I'm long these calls in Baidu. Man, I woke up this morning and it was up 6%. Everything was looking good. Average move for this stock on earnings over the last 8 earnings was about 4% on the upside, 4% on the downside. It's about a 50-50 shot over the last 8 earnings. So we got both. It went up 6 on the upside and then 4 on the downside. Once again, beat. It's kind of interesting if you go back and you look at the data. Like every time this thing beats earnings, it goes down 4%. So we just got another one of these things. I'm actually quite constructive on this because we got a lot of volume coming in here. This is probably like, oh gosh, I mean, this is the most amount of volume that this stock has seen in a very long time, and so I'm quite bullish on this. This kind of a candle with this much volume, only down 4%. Although even though the spread is quite large at 10%, this amount of volume on the downside, there's a lot of people with limit orders in here, hitting this thing. So it had some good reports on its self-driving stuff. It's the leading self-driving company in the world right now. It's pretty bearish, right? It's just yeah. Whenever you see this kind of, it's almost like Moderna on the inverse, right? Whenever we have a big volume spike, and this was actually to the upside, it's quite bearish. Or it's just the reverse is going to happen. So Moderna is not looking so good. We were hopeful, but there's just too much volume that came into this thing, and it was an upside candle. So one trick with volume that you have to look for is whichever way it's going. If it's an upside day with massive volume, chances are it's very bearish. If it's a downside day with a lot of volume, chances are it's pretty bullish. That's just kind of how it works at these extremes. Then you have to kind of play into okay, where is it a stock? Where's the position of it in its own cycle? But yeah, that's just Baidu reported. This IQ reported. I'm a little constructive on this thing. It broke this little structure right here on heavy volume, so we'll have to see. But we're kind of expecting it to bounce back here, and we'll see what this one does. We sold calls on this one too. Yeah, I mean, and this uranium stuff is pretty strong. Bitcoin hit I guess all-time highs today, which is a little sketchy. Yeah, I mean, besides that, I mean, some gold miners are taking the reins. Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. Let's check out the S&P 500. So S&P 500. Oh, I put in some levels here for you guys to check out. Like what we were saying on the previous video, it had gotten to an extended level. We were waiting for a pullback, and this kind of area right here is oh, and then also, you know, the amount of volume that was coming into these 5 candles. This is very bearish. They're just selling in here, and so if they you know, can break this level, which I think they're going to, you know, we can see, according to everything, you know, a 4% pullback down to this area right here, which would be a lot of confluence in this area. You know, it's prior, you know, support resistance line. It's the yearly moving average, and probably by the time it gets there, the quarterly moving average will be there as well. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Yeah, for the midweek market report and or update. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, maybe the rest of the week looking for some more downside. Slash, you know, we could bounce, because yellow, it's not like red, where it's gonna go down every day very strong. You know, yellow, we're still kind of in this bullish sort of environment. It's just the starting of the downward trend. So yeah, I mean, we could bounce maybe Thursday, but I still think we're going to meander our way down back to around you know, 560 level on the S&P 500. So that's all she wrote today for this midweek market update. I hope you guys are having a great week, and we'll see you on the weekly market update. Oh, and if you're liking these videos, I mean, we're finally starting to get a little bit more traction here. Like 20 people, like 30 people are kind of checking out the videos. Love it. Hey, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. If you guys want to comment or like the video, that'd be fantastic. And subscribe. Hey, thanks guys. I'll see you guys later.